Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Thought I'd do something a little bit different today. Thought I'd do some player ratings from Saturday's game against Blackburn Rovers, and also after when I've done those guys, we'll probably go into the match preview against Derby County. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be going to Tuesday night's game, but I will probably do a player ratings the day after. But without further ado, let's get into the player ratings against Blackburn Rovers. Okay guys, getting into the player ratings, starting off with our goalkeeper Josh Griffiths. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 because overall in the second half, even though Blackburn were trying to come forward and try to create chances, Griffiths didn't really have to do much at all really in the first and the second half, as there were really no worrying attempts on goal from Blackburn Rovers, as Albion's defence mainly did the talking. One thing I did really like about Griffiths is how confident he was when it came down to corner set pieces from Blackburn. He'd always come for the ball and he'd be really organised, you know, when coming to get it, and it'd always be safe in his hands. But overall, even though Blackburn obviously wanted to go forward and try make something of the second half, they failed to do so, and Griffiths obviously was really nice and comfy. And yeah, for that, I'll give him a 6 out of 10 for, yeah, just being casual and obviously doing good with coming to get the ball. Okay, guys, next on the list, we've got Darnell Furlong, and for my rating for him, I'd have to say 4 out of 10. Not because of the, I mean, yeah, he may have had 2 yellow cards, and again, it was only because of the thought of Blackburn trying to get a chance late on. Overall, in the, up until we scored, like, the passes, when coming together to try and get a counter-attack moving, or just get something moving, like, the passes, like, he kept making were absolutely atrocious. Like, every time, like, he had the ball, it's either just losing it, or, like, when trying to give it to an Albion man, it would literally go to absolutely no one. It would literally just be the same exact technique. It'd go across, you know, to the centre circle, and then Blackburn would just win it back within an instant, and then again try and go on to see if they can create a chance, which they didn't, which was obviously very fortunate. But again, Darnell Furlong really just didn't impress me on the opening day. So yeah, unfortunately, he's going to be getting a 4 out of 10 rating. Next on the list, and Albion's man of the match, I'd have to say Nat Phillips, and he is going to get a 8 out of 10 from me. He was absolutely impressive in the defence against Blackburn Rovers. He was so organised. Literally every time the ball was in the air, he was always able to get his head on it, clear it away, and also just be very disciplined when Blackburn were, you know, trying to create chances, you know, by playing short passes into the box, whipping balls in. Him and Hegem were really good partnership, and he was absolutely superb. Honestly, a really impressive home debut. Well, obviously for me, witnessing him, of course, but like, yeah, really impressive on the opening day from Nat Phillips, as he was really good in defence, very disciplined, even with like tackles, every slide tackle he made was absolutely spot on. Didn't cause the referee to blow his whistle. Everything was just timed to perfection. So for me, he's going to get an 8 out of 10. And to follow up on the centre-back partnership, we've got Torbjorn Hegem, and he's going to get a 7 out of 10 from me. Again, with Nat Phillips just really organised, really well defensively when Blackburn were trying to create chances in the penalty area. Always, again, you know, just being able to get the balls clear, find smart passes, or just work the ball around well from the back. And again, just with Nat Phillips, he was really disciplined, really organised. And again, what can I say? He kept him and Phillips kept us the clean sheet, and that's what counts. So for Torbjorn Hegem, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. Moving on to our left back, Callum Styles, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Overall, he had a really good performance when Blackburn Rovers were particularly trying to cause problems down the wings in like the first and the second half, where they were like, you know, trying to put in balls from either side, and hopefully either one of them gets the heads on it. They were unable to do so, as Callum Styles obviously was very disciplined when taking on Ryan Hedges. Yep, just like really organised, always sticking to him, always putting up a fight by trying to intercept. And overall, he had, he was really good at always just staying on his man. And that's all we can ask, really. And, that's why I'm giving Cal 6 out of 10. Moving on to the midfield, starting off with Jason Molumby, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. And the reason for this is when it came down to wanting to build, you know, a counter-attack going, or, you know, just trying to play, you know, trying to build up some good play, every time Molumby had received the ball, he'd always want to go back to the defence. And I'm thinking, we need to move forward here. If you want to create, we've got to move forward. And also, we need the speed up to notch as well. And we didn't really get any of that from Jason Molumby and Alex Mowat as well. However, Mowat's obviously a little bit different because obviously he has good control of the ball and also, can turn around, whilst holding off the opposition from, trying to intercept. But Molumby, he kept going back, and obviously it was really annoying for the Albion fans, as obviously when, we win the ball back, obviously first thought is to go, obviously, counter-attack, find the right passing, get the ball moving quick. And that's what we wanted to achieve. But however, Molumby kept playing it back, and obviously that was really frustrating for me particularly. So, yeah, 5 out of 10. Moving on to Jason Molumby's partner, Alex Mowat. I'm going to rate him 6 out of 10. Again, mainly Mowat, obviously, doing what he does best, where he obviously, he's always able to try and make the right passes. He's really good at having control of possession and also holding off the opposition. And also when it comes down to, the Albion obviously having really good chances, in the first half, obviously up until we scored, obviously we were creating well. And, unfortunately, there were some chances, obviously, that didn't lie to us, obviously, like the way we wanted them. But again, he was always there to intercept and obviously be disciplined, obviously, which was really good. And a bit like Molumby, again, we just need the speed from Alex Mowat because, obviously, when he's carrying the ball, players obviously look at him as a target and obviously, would be more likely, to intercept. But again, obviously, I'm not going to knock him for that. He did really well, obviously, from what I've just said with ball control, strength to hold off the opposition and obviously intercept at times, obviously, when it mattered. Again, that was really, really good. So, yeah, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Up next, since obviously these two players have the same ratings, but we'll do both of the wingers, Tom Fellows and Karlan Grant. I rate both of them a 6 out of 10 because, again, in the first half, they were both really promising, obviously, wanting to put balls into the box, have a few drives instead of, driving in and then passing. Again, obviously, that was all promising and, trying to find Hegebo and obviously other Albion players in the box. However, in the second half, there wasn't really much I could really say about them, really. I mean, Grant obviously was trying when, obviously, he had quite a few numbers on him, intercepting him and failing to cut inside. Fellows, again, he, not really much to see from him in the second half. Again, trying to put balls into the box. However, Blackburn really organised by denying him, obviously, his special technique, which is obviously to put a really good floating cross in, which he was unable to do, unfortunately. But, first half, obviously, they looked lively, but obviously when we scored, we just obviously let Blackburn do their thing, and unfortunately, we didn't really get to see much of Fellows and Grant's creativity, so they both get a 6 out of 10. Moving on to attacking midfield, and, same rating as Nat Phillips, Isaac Price. He's going to be absolutely brilliant for us this season. I can feel it, because even though he scored a goal, literally everything he did, like when moving forward quickly, finding the passing, he was absolutely on it on that day with when we played Blackburn Rovers. He was absolutely superb. Again, he could have probably scored 2 more. I mean, in the second half, again, the keeper made a really good save. And also in the second half, after when he scored from Darnell Furlong's long ball into the box from a throw, he was able to get on the end of it and put it into the bottom left corner. And after, obviously a few minutes later, he was set up again. Blackburn's keeper, Toff, I think his name is, made 2 really good saves. It's a shame he obviously couldn't get more. But again, Isaac Price is going to be really, really promising for us this season. And I can't wait to see what more he can do. So therefore, he gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Okay, and for our striker, Una Hegebo, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. And to be fair, it's a bit of a shame, really, because he didn't really have much service, obviously, from the build-up play after we scored. And, balls didn't really, lie to him, obviously, as we all thought it would. But overall, looking at his touches from the ball, he's really strong. He can hold off opposition well, like how Mowat can. He's even got a bit of skill about him as well. He definitely did a bit of a cheeky Berber spin in the 80th minute. So that's, again, really promising. However, if we can, improve on the counter-attacking and obviously make play a lot faster and give the ball to Hegebo, then I really do think some goals will be coming in for him soon. I mean, there were fans saying they were disappointed. Honestly, I have no idea what they're talking about. Thing is, it's only one game. So, yeah, I feel like grow up. But yeah, I feel like even though he didn't get on the score sheet, Hegebo, there are really some promising signs from him. So therefore, we'll have to wait and see, and I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Okay, guys, moving on to the substitutes, starting with Jed Wallace. I'm going to rate him a 5 out of 10. I mean, yeah, he came on like, what, in the 70th minute or so, or the 70th minute, I can't really remember. But yeah, he was there. There was nothing really to produce from him, to create chances. He ran at the ball well, I guess, and honestly, there's not really much I can say about him. So I'd have to give him a 5 out of 10. And to wrap up the player ratings, 2 players, both with 6 out of 10, are Ousmane Diakite and also George Campbell. Both of them obviously absolutely really disciplined. Diakite in the midfield, again, just really disciplined, really good at intercepting and keeping the ball away from Blackburn Rovers. George Campbell, when he came on, he looks really, really promising. I can't wait to see more from him. I mean, we probably will see more from him since Darnell Furlong has picked up, obviously, I think it's a 1-match ban, which he's going to be missing Derby County on Tuesday. So you never know, we might see George Campbell make his first, full appearance for the Albion, which can be very exciting. And again, he looks like a real player. Obviously, that looks like organised, discipline, and very good defensively, and I can't wait to see more from what he can do. So for both Ousmane Diakite and George Campbell, they are both going to get a 6 out of 10. Right, guys, moving on to the match preview against Derby County. Carabao Cup action. Do I really expect us to win? I mean, again, you never know, but obviously supporting the Albion, probably no, because Derby County, let alone with John Eustace, that is literally 2 bogeys in 1. Derby County, we never beat. The only person who's literally been able to do that, as far as I know, at the Albion was Slaven Bilic at lockdown, when it was Grady Diangana and Dara O'Shea being able to get on the score sheet. And that was the reign of Philip Cocu, which wasn't the best era at Derby under management. But with Derby having John Eustace, and let alone us going against Derby, I don't feel confident, to say the least. Even though we have got Ryan Mason, and obviously you never know, could he be the next Albion manager to defeat Derby County? You never know. And if he can, then absolutely amazing. But Derby really are building themselves a really good team. I mean, they've got, I think his name's Bobby Clark. They've got from RB Salzburg or Leipzig. I'll have to clarify on that. Carlton Morris. They might be signing Lewis Travis very soon. Dion Sanderson at the back. Well, from looking at some of the comments on Twitter, Derby fans haven't been particularly happy with him. As they lost 3-1 to Stoke City. So, let alone that, they're going to be wanting to return back to winning ways. And obviously, bloody hell, what a time to get back to winning ways by trying to go against us. So, I think Ryan Mason, obviously for reasons, he probably will put out a younger side. Realistically, I don't really have much for when it comes to the Carabao Cup or even the FA Cup, for example. There's not really much for. So we might give some of the youngsters a chance. Maybe even give George Campbell a chance, since Darnell Furlong obviously has picked up a match ban, which obviously would be very interesting to see. And yeah, we're just going to have to hope that Ryan Mason is going to be another Albion manager to beat Derby County, let alone try and beat John Eustace while we're at it as well. And last time we played them, we lost 3-1, and that was under Tony Mowbray. And when going to that, I already knew we were going to lose, because the players' attitudes stunk of literally just not being bothered to play for us. Darnell Furlong threw his shirt on the floor when he got substituted off by Mowbray. And literally, it was just a game where the players just did not want to play for Mowbray. And obviously, it was a massive 3 points for Derby County then, because they were obviously having their survival of staying in the Championship. And with John Eustace at the club, and obviously the results obviously going their way by playing really good football and, getting win after win, they achieved staying in the Championship. And also Stoke City as well, obviously, when they faced Mark Robins, and then we smashed Luton Town 5-3, I think. But yeah, it's going to be a very tough game. And again, it's the Carabao Cup, obviously, so whatever happens, not really that fussed about it. But again, can Ryan Mason be another Albion manager to defeat Derby County, to go along with Slaven Bilic, as obviously far as I've been supporting the Albion? Fingers crossed, but again, we'll have to wait and see. So I think that's safe to say that has been this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. And next player rating will be, again, obviously after we've played Derby County. And the next matchday vlog will be against Portsmouth. So stay tuned for that, guys. And I'll see you in a bit. Up the Baggies.